Emmerdale is about to pull viewers back into one of its darkest chapters yet, as the soap turns back the clock to reveal the devastating chain of events that led to Ray Walters' shocking death. In a tense, emotionally loaded flashback episode, the ITV soap finally lays out the final hours of one of the village's most dangerous figures, and offers vital clues as to who ultimately brought his reign of terror to an end. Ray Walters, portrayed by Joe Absalom, was one half of the brutal criminal duo who infiltrated the heart of the Dales under the guise of legitimacy. Alongside his mother, Celia Daniels, Ray masterminded a chilling operation involving modern slavery, prostitution, drug trafficking, and money laundering, all while hiding in plain sight in the sleepy village. Now, with both criminals dead, Emmerdale invites viewers to revisit the day everything finally imploded. When Ray's lifeless body was discovered in the back of Jay Sharma's van, the village was left shaken, confused, and quietly relieved. Ray may be gone, but the scars he left behind remain fresh, and with a long list of villagers who had reason to want him dead, the mystery of who killed him has only deepened. This special flashback episode picks up after the murder of Celia Daniels, who was stabbed to death by her own adopted son. That moment, already steeped in tragedy and irony, marked the beginning of Ray's final descent, a spiral fueled by grief, rage, and the crumbling remnants of his humanity. Despite his unforgivable crimes, Ray Walters was never written as a one-note villain. From the very start, Emmerdale hinted at fractures beneath his cruelty, brief, unsettling glimpses of compassion that made his character all the more disturbing. Those cracks became most visible through his unexpected bond with Bear Wolf. Bear, played with heartbreaking vulnerability by Joshua Richards, was a victim of Ray and Celia's modern slavery operation. Brainwashed, abused, and stripped of autonomy, Bear should have been nothing more than a tool to Ray, yet something shifted between them. Against all logic and morality, Ray developed a warped sense of protectiveness over the man he had helped enslave. In one of the most telling moments of Ray's storyline, he broke strict protocol to rush Bear to hospital after he injured his hand. It was a quiet, deeply unsettling act of kindness, not enough to redeem Ray, but enough to reveal the complicated psychology beneath his violence. In Bear, Ray saw something painfully human, and in a twisted way, Bear saw something paternal in Ray. Ultimately, it was Bear's brutal death that pushed Ray beyond the point of no return. When Celia coldly revealed how Bear died, delighting in his suffering and savoring every detail, something inside Ray finally snapped. For all his crimes, Ray could not stomach his mother's sadism. The woman who raised him, controlled him, and shaped him into a monster had crossed a line even he couldn't endure. In a moment charged with rage and grief, Ray stabbed Celia to death. It was a shocking act, but not one born of heroism. This wasn't justice, it was emotional collapse. Ray had lost the one person he had cared for in his own distorted way, and in doing so, lost the last tether to his humanity. The flashback episode follows Ray in the immediate aftermath of killing his mother. Methodical as ever, he cleans the knife of fingerprints, reverting to survival mode. He grabs his red backpack, the symbol of his escape plan, and prepares to flee before the walls close in. But before leaving the farm, Ray does something unexpected. He goes to see Bear. Standing over Bear's body, Ray is unable to face the consequences of what has happened. He can't bring himself to look. For the first time, the mask truly slips. Overcome with grief, Ray breaks down, shedding a tear for the man he failed to save, the one person who had softened him, however briefly. It's a powerful, haunting moment. Ray Walters, the predator, reduced to a shattered shell. But this moment of vulnerability doesn't last. Ray snaps himself back into work mode, forcing his emotions down and turning his focus to disposing of Celia's body. Inside, he is unraveling, but the instincts drilled into him over a lifetime of violence kick in. survival first, emotion later. One of the most disturbing scenes of the episode comes when Ray crosses paths with Patty Kirk. Still raw from everything he's done, Ray's grief mutates into cruelty. When he coldly informs Patty that his father is dead, the delivery is calculated to wound. It's not just information, it's punishment. And when Patty reacts, Ray escalates the situation further, threatening young Eve to ensure Patty's silence. In that moment, the audience is reminded, whatever Ray felt for Bear, whatever love he thought he had for Laurel Thomas, the monster is still very much alive. Ray's relationship with Laurel Thomas had been one of the most unsettling elements of his arc. On the surface, it hinted at redemption, a dangerous suggestion that Ray might change. But as this flashback makes painfully clear, Ray's love was never enough to save him. Even his decision to spare April Windsor's life, defying Celia's orders, now reads less like heroism and more like the final flicker of a dying conscience. Ray was already too far gone. By the end of the flashback, the story circles back to the present. Ray Walters is dead, his body dumped in the back of Jay Sharma's van. Who killed him remains the burning question. With Patty Kirk pushed to the brink, Laurel devastated, April traumatized, and countless villagers bearing the emotional and physical scars of Ray's actions, Emmerdale has assembled a formidable list of suspects. Was it a moment of blind rage, an act of revenge, or a calculated decision to protect others? Cold Patty have snapped. Ray's cruel revelation about Patty's father may have been the final straw. A man already drowning in grief, Patty had everything taken from him, his family torn apart, his sense of safety destroyed. Did Ray underestimate the quiet rage of a grieving father? As the investigation unfolds, Emmerdale promises to peel back the layers of guilt, grief, and vengeance, proving once again that in this village, justice is rarely clean and redemption is never guaranteed. One thing is certain, Ray Walters may be gone, but the darkness he unleashed will haunt Emmerdale for a long time to come. As the fallout from Ray Walters' death continues to ripple through the village, Emmerdale wastes no time in showing just how deeply his final actions have scared those left behind. For many, the relief at his demise is quickly overshadowed by the disturbing realization that someone among them crossed a line to make it happen. Patty Kirk, already emotionally fragile, becomes a man under intense scrutiny. The cruel way Ray delivered the news of his father's death plays over and over in Patty's mind, fueling a toxic mix of grief and rage. Friends begin to notice a change in him, a simmering anger beneath the surface, flashes of guilt, and moments where his composure threatens to crack. Whether Patty is capable of murder is a question that haunts both the villagers and the audience alike. Meanwhile, Laurel Thomas is left wrestling with a devastating emotional contradiction. Despite knowing exactly who Ray was and what he'd done, she cannot deny the feelings she developed for him. His death robs her of answers, closure, and the chance to confront the man she believed she saw beneath the cruelty. Laurel's grief is complicated, shame-filled, and isolating, a perfect storm that leaves her vulnerable as suspicions begin to swirl. April Windsor, too, carries her own silent trauma. The knowledge that Ray spared her life weighs heavily, leaving her confused and burdened by guilt. As the investigation digs deeper into Ray's final movements, April's testimony could prove crucial, but speaking out may mean revisiting the terror she thought she'd escaped. Elsewhere, Jay Sharma is furious to find himself dragged into the nightmare. The discovery of Ray's body in his van leaves Jay fighting to clear his name, desperate to prove he had no part in the killing. His anger only grows as whispers spread and long-standing tensions with other villagers are reignited. As police piece together the timeline, unsettling truths begin to surface. Ray wasn't running, he was unraveling. His movements in the hours before his death suggest a man spiraling out of control, lashing out at anyone who crossed his path. Each encounter becomes a potential motive, each confrontation another reason someone might have snapped. With emotions running high and secrets threatening to explode, Emmerdale sets the stage for a gripping whodunit. The question isn't just who killed Ray Walters, it's whether the village will ever truly recover from the darkness he left behind. And as the net closes in, one truth becomes impossible to ignore. In Emmerdale, even the quietest moments can hide the deadliest intentions.